must arrive. You must overcome. You must overcome. You must overcome.
Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. It's good. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Indigo Playroom, where we are playing a one-shot here. And we are very excited. It is Sunday night. Normally we reserve this night for board games and card games and other such shenanigans, but you know how things get. Indigo starts writing down ideas for a new camera setup on a napkin, and if you give a mouse a cookie, they're gonna want to do a one-shot impromptu.
I seriously have a napkin. I've been in here all day rearranging and literally like switching a giant table setup and rotating it around. It's been insane.
So our living room is in a completely new configuration, but let us know what you think. I think I look beautiful. Yeah, so we've also got some new players joining us here.
With that whole black background, you were just like glowing.
We've got some new players joining us here on Indigo for the very first time. We've got some familiar faces and some familiar characters as well. Tonight we're going to do a one-shot. This is a one-shot that comes highly recommended, and I've been looking for the right group to do it for, and I finally found them.
We're the right group.
We did it!
That's us! Oh, guys, no, the right group canceled. But I figured you guys
So the
would
left
be...
group.
You're the rough draft.
We're the rough draft! Yay! We're imperfectly perfect in every way.
So, a few quick announcements before we jump into the nitty-gritty of things. Tuesday is going to be our Wonder campaign. It is 5th edition D&D set in a homebrewed world, the continent of Wonder. We've got some amazing things happening, some big character reveals, and those episodes you can find on YouTube. So be sure to check out that, or you can also look on our Twitch channel. I mentioned the Twitch channel because you're watching it, 1, right now, and 2, we don't do any advertising. So please tell your friends, like, subscribe, follow, click that little heart up in the corner, and that's going to help us greatly.
We are 5 from 100 right now.
We are 5 from 100 followers on Twitch. I do want to thank our official sponsor of Wonder. You'll be hearing a little bit more about that, but Critical Dice, who is an amazing sponsor and is taking very, very good care of us. So we love them. We actually have one of those. That's why that is so funny. It's the one with the, instead of a 1, it just says the word no.
I love
I'd like
it so
to make a
much.
stealth check. No.
No.
You will not be
You would
stealthy
like to,
today.
but it ain't gonna happen.
The first time I rolled a no was on a Constitution check.
Oh.
That went well.
Thursday is going to be an exciting edition of Creative Chaos. What are we doing? I don't know yet, but we'll find out, and it's going to be awesome.
You had one job.
Lately, we've been leaving Fridays open to have some sort of exciting thing happening on the channel. I don't know if anything's going to be happening this particular Friday. I think we might be going dark to support the Plaster Dragon doing an episode of Web of Lies. But stay tuned. You never know. We could get a bug and just be like, you know what? We bought a new house, so we changed the living room configuration again.
I believe you're on stage this Friday, so you will have
I'm on
nothing to
stage
do
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday matinee, so that'll be fun. So I won't be doing anything. All of that being said, I think that'll loop us back around to next Sunday. Welcome, my friends, to the Wild Sheep Chase. Let's take a second and introduce ourselves. You can either use your Twitch username or your real name, and then what character you're playing. Give us a short description of your character. I'm going to hold off on you two. Let's start with our guest first, because there's stuff that we need to add to that. Yeah.
Brand new D&D player.
I don't know what I'm saying. I have no idea what I'm saying.
D&D virgin. So we have a D&D virgin in our midst. First time rolling dice, first time playing, and he's doing it on camera. It's a brave
What
man.
could go wrong?
Absolutely.
So why don't we start with you, and that way
Okay.
you can...
I'm Mackenzie. On Twitch, I am Dungeon Seeker. My character is Alara, and she is an elf warlock.
Cool. All right, so what's your name?
Okay, so I'm Amp. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Or Anthony.
Who are you playing today?
Also, on Twitch, I'm Amplified Podcast. Make sure you follow us, because we're awesome, too. So anyways, I am a... Wait, what do I say my name? Salvatore Pine Rage. I'm so nervous right now. This is crazy. So scared to say the wrong thing.
You're fine.
I'm a human, and I'm a ranger. Like the power. I'm just kidding. Just a ranger. Just a ranger.
Like the power.
It would be really funny if you're like the Power Rangers, and she whispers, and you're like, oh, shit.
Bro.
Oh, didn't I tell you that's not
More
what
like a
that means
forest.
in this game?
I summon my sword.
And end my turn.
Chris, who are you going to be playing today?
So today I'm bringing back an old character, and I'm very excited to be playing Fix alongside his trusty companion Dash.
Fix, if you'll remember, was a frequent on the Plaster Dragons one night stands. It was a collection of one shots. So we want to we're gonna pay a little homage to them. Please make sure you visit the Plaster Dragon of their Twitch channel. They have amazing D&D and stuff like that. Yeah. So welcome back, Fix.
Hi, thanks guys. It's good to be back.
I also took one of my characters off of the Plaster Dragon. She's actually currently on Eberron on Mondays, and I adore her so much, but I had to bump her up a few levels for this, and so I am Etheria. She is a tiefling sorcerer. She's also 8 years old.
So tune in on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern to discover more of the adventures of Etheria. For characters that already exist in different campaigns, consider this an alternate reality, okay? So a dimension that's similar but not quite. You are a band of adventurers traveling the continent in the countryside of Faerun. You are known for your daring deeds and helping out certain individuals wherever you are needed. You are just actually back from a long sort of journey where you had the archetypical, you rescued the princess, you fought the dragon, the day was saved thanks to this intrepid group of heroes. And you're doing what every hero wants to do after doing all of that. You're drinking. At least some of you are. Aferia is she's 8 years old. You guys,
Chocolate milk.
the town kind of went a little crazy after you guys sort of like rescued the princess, and they put you up in this really nice inn. This inn is called the Bleat Down. It is amazing. It is the music is. Yeah, I love that look. I'm gonna see how many sheep puns I can get into.
Yeah.
So you're staying at the Bleat Down. It is around sunset. The tavern is hopping. You have not had to pay for drinks at all that night. So much so that as the tavern gets a little bit crowded, the four of you sort of move outside and grab a seat and just sort of enjoy the night air as it gets a little stuffy inside the tavern. The four of you are sitting down, you're enjoying your drinks, when all of a sudden, something very odd happens. I need the four of you, and you in particular, rolling your very first dice on stream, look at you, to roll a perception check for me. So you're going to roll a d20 and you're going to add your perception modifier to that.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
First one of the day.
So we toyed around with having people drink. If you want to pick out somebody to take a drink for you. Why don't you take a drink? That's the serious reward.
I would love it.
Twist his arm, right?
Nat 20.
That would be a 7 plus 2, which is 9.
Wow. Okay.
19
19.
I have a 7.
plus.
I mean, to be fair, Aferia is notoriously bad at perception.
So 9.
9. Oh, so we got 2 9s. Okay. The two of you are sort of like regaling. You're talking about all the cool things that you did during the battle, and like, oh, I killed an orc doing this, and I killed one doing this, and Fix, you sort of are staring off into space, which is not uncommon for you.
No.
Alara, you are sort of paying attention to your surroundings a little bit as a wood elf, and especially being in a strange place and being in a little more like cityscape that you're used to. You're not used to this. You're still on the outskirts, but it's still enough to make you a little uncomfortable as a wood elf. You two notice a sheep strolling into town.
I dash. Look at how there. Curious little beast, isn't it? It's a sheep.
I will say you're nat 20. You notice while the sheep is somewhat far away, it's carrying something in its mouth.
Oh, can I go walk over there and go take a look at it?
Sure. As you kind of stand up from your seat, this sheep makes eye contact with you.
Ooh.
And as it makes eye contact with you, it comes running over as awkwardly and as fast as you imagine a sheep would run. This sheep comes running forward. As it does, it drops the object that was in its mouth at your feet. At this point, I would say everyone sort of notices that once again, Fix has found a friend. This sheep drops what looks to be a gold case about this big. It's a cylinder. Very intricate design.
Is it locked?
Are you checking?
Yes.
You let any of us know about it?
Well, that is.
I would say at this point everybody notices
We
it.
would've
Do you grab it first? Knowing Aferia, does she try to grab it first?
I run towards it, but he's in front of me, right?
Yeah, but give me contested dex checks to see who grabs this thing first. You guys just watch as the 8-year-old goes shiny and runs toward
20, not nat.
20, not that.
Dex 17.
Aferia reaches for it, and Fix goes, "No, bad Aferia," and grabs it.
Hey!
Don't take things out of my hand.
I was gonna get that.
Well, I know, but it makes it, when you grabbed it.
Stop talking.
While they're
I'm trying to
arguing
pull
about
it
it,
out.
can I take it out?
Yes, you may. Give me a dex check at disadvantage, and you give me a dex check as well.
7.
14.
It's all yours.
While you two are arguing about it, you just sort
I'm
of...
just gonna.
it is a gold, very intricate sort of case. Yeah. Guinness and
I realize it on camera. If you look at our shirts, it's like coffee, Guinness.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We just got distracted.
There are runes sort of carved around the edges of it.
Okay.
To clarify, I'm still drinking.
No.
I haven't moved.
Can I figure figure out how to open this?
Sure, give me an investigation check. While you are doing this, the sheep is just sort of standing there, sort of looking at all of you. It's sort of nuzzling up against you, and
Would being able to know the
A
runes would
5.
yeah, it's you're sort of looking at it, and it's just for some reason you can't figure out a way to open it.
Let me try it.
There's
I'm
some
gonna hand it
runes on
to
it, too.
Ophelia.
You're gonna hand it to Ophelia. He's like, "Let me try," and she's like, and hands it to Ophelia.
What are the runes? I can read Common and Infernal. Can I read the runes?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. I could give you one. It's 6 plus 0, 6.
No, you really can't read these. If anybody else wants to take a crack at it,
Can I even read these?
I got Druidic and Halfling. I don't suppose that would help. But can I do a nature check? I mean,
you can. Nature check is not going to help you in this particular circumstance. Right now, you guys all watch as Alara just sort of holds this sort of gold container up, and she's looking for a way to open it, but can't seem to figure out a way to open it.
Can I cast Detect Magic and see if it's any magical properties?
Absolutely.
Done. So let's see, Detect Magic. That is I haven't used this character in a while. Yeah, it's a D20.
No. You don't have to worry. You just cast Detect Magic. You burn through the spell slot. So you guys all watch as Fix sort of grabs onto the dead squirrel that he wears around his neck, channels his druidic energy through it. The squirrel's tail somewhat twitches a little bit, and you see... What does Fix see when Fix is seeing different auras of magic? Is it... I imagine, and I don't want to implant, but I imagine everybody else sees it in different ways, different magic users. Right. I imagine you see the world through crayon eyes, almost like everything's hand drawn.
I was going with intensities of light and stuff like that, so but sure, yeah.
Let's go with
Light
yours
crayons.
then. Let's go with intensities of light. It's a very simplistic. So you see random magical items that if any of your adventuring party has on. You will notice a great deal of light coming from the case, but not necessarily the case itself.
Just from within.
But looking at it, you see that there is a small opening at the top, where it's right below where a natural opening would be. It looks like there's a part where you could just sort of pull up on the case.
And seeing that, can I just reach forward and just try to twist or something like that?
You pull off the top of this golden case. Inside is a scroll. The scroll is a spell that you're somewhat familiar with, but it has a word at the end of it that gives you pause. It says, "Scroll of Speak with Animals." Asterisk. Modified.
So...
The sheep is going crazy. He's bah, bah.
Maybe we can use it to talk to the sheep.
Oh, that's a great idea. We think Dash thinks it's a great idea too.
Still heard you have a dead squirrel. All right, so
I imagine Sexy Sal is just watching and then just throws in a "you should do it."
Hey, do it.
So what do you do with a scroll to make it work?
Okay, so...
And I'm just gonna do this huge performance of how conjuring a spell would be, and I want to epically fail. I told them just to have all the
Just
song
so
and
you
dance.
know, if you fail this, it burns, and she would know that it burns through the spell. So you could choose to fail this.
Never mind.
Maybe you go through this grandiose thing of setting stuff
And then be
up.
here.
I'm just gonna...
Give me an Arcana at advantage.
Well, they're both the exact same thing. Unnatural 20.
Perfect. So the words, as you start to read them, start to disappear from the scroll itself. The words, when they disappear, start to swirl around the four of you, and sort of take forms of energy and light. And as you finish the last word of the scroll disappears in a puff of flame. The words all sort of shoot towards each one of you four, and as they do, you hear the sheep. It goes from this bah bah, hello, yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Is everyone did it work?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Oh God, thank you so much. I am Finnifer Shinebright. I am in the greatest amount of trouble, and I was hoping that you all might be able to help me.
What sort of trouble are you in, Mr. Shinebright?
Well, you see, I was a great... Give me a perception check, all four of you. Roll that d20 again and roll the perception check.
Wait, 20 not nat.
20 not now.
5.
14.
I remember.
14.
I love this character. He's so perceptive.
19, 20, 20.
Yeah, 20.
20. So, Ophelia is so enamored with this sheep talking, she's like petting it, I imagine. You're so, stop, Ophelia, please don't touch the sheep. Like, it's the two of you who are sort of paying attention, and then both of you simultaneously stop and look up. And as you look up, you see shapes coming down the street where the sheep came from. You see a few distinct things. You see a very, very large half-orc. Okay? He's holding a great big hammer behind him. Okay? And he's dragging it on the ground. Behind that half-orc is a being with a hood over themselves. They're taller than the half-orc. The hood is pulled down. It is a brown sort of material that's sort of over their face. Trailing behind this figure that's hooded, he's got 2 chains in his hand, and attached to each chain is a great wolf. It is a gray beast of a wolf. Looks like a dire wolf.
1 or 2?
2. 1 in each hand.
So, in my character, when you told us to do, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to ruin the story. I know I picked, like, I can sense spirits or I can talk to them.
Yeah.
What sort of spell is it? Like, what is it? Is it a
It's
like
part
a,
of his
No, it's part of my
background.
backstory or my background.
Is he like speaks with spirits?
Okay, I will say we'll dive into it a little bit and see. You don't detect any sort of like spiritual energy coming from them. Whatever they are, they're very much
Very
real and very big.
Okay.
But the two of you, do you alert the other 2 members of the party?
Ophelia. Don't make any sudden movements. But there's a
2
wolf.
very, very big wolves coming our way. And there's a hooded guy and a half orc. It doesn't look good.
All I know is wolves eat sheep, so I'm going to lean down and I'm going to put my
They
arm
do
around
what?
the sheep, and I'm going to get ready to protect the sheep. if I
Okay,
have to.
so Ophelia grabs the sheep around, and the sheep just sort of stops talking, and as you sort of gather around it, where's everybody's placement as this group sort of walks forward?
I'm going to be on the other side of the sheep from you.
Okay, so it's 2 of you on either side.
I'm going to stand in front.
You're going to stand in front. Where are you standing?
In relation to the bar, where are we? Because I
You're
never
sort of
really got
outside
up.
the bar, like an outside patio.
So I stand up from my chair.
You stand up from your chair.
Because I asked if I could use the thing. She said no, so I never got up. So
Perfect. So
Yeah.
so stand up from your chair.
Yeah.
And are you fronting a little bit? Are you?
I'm getting defensive.
Okay.
I'm
So
more
you,
defensive.
so you guys watch as Sal just sort of like stands up, but stands up to his full height and sort of rests a hand next to his weapon. As that happens, the half orc, who's sort of scanning in the distance, stops and looks over at Ophelia and looks at the sheep and smiles big. And he whistles, and the being behind pivots his head, and the wolves start growling. The half orc sort of walks forward a little bit.
Fair, get back. Come over here.
Nice try.
I imagine you stand up a little bit taller. Okay. As you get a little taller, I would say that the half orc notices that your hand is close to your weapon, so he slows down a little bit, and he stands up to his full height, sort of drops a little bit, and goes, "Evening. Hello.
What?
Fine weather we're having."
It is fine weather.
It is fine weather, is it not?
It's lovely outside.
Yes.
Can we help you with something?
Yes, honestly, yeah, you could. My name is Guz. Indubitably.
Ooh.
And I am here, and this is going to sound very, very silly. My master has lost his sheep. And that, I believe it is that one right there.
What's the sheep's name?
Oh, I don't know. It's a sheep. But my master, Master Noak, wants that sheep back, and what Master Noak wants, Master Noak gets.
Actually, this is a furious sheep.
It is.
It is.
He will turn very slowly. Ophelia, this is your sheep?
I think you should get the wolves to back up because they scare sheep a lot.
Boys, would you mind? And the figure with the brown hood on backs up a little bit and yanks the chains a little bit, and the wolves respond and back up a little bit.
Is the sheep still talking? Or can we still understand the sheep
The
talking?
sheep has not said a word since these beings got close.
Can I turn around and look at the sheep in the face and say, all right, what's going on here?
You turn around
So I'm
and
kind of blocking from the thing.
you turn around and you say, all right, what's going on here? And Guz smiles. Says, well, does Ophelia always talk to her sheep?
Well,
Oh, yes.
I mean, she does. It's a game we've been playing.
Fun game. Listen, I would really like this day to end. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm feeling somewhat charitable. And he reaches to his side and pulls out a small pouch that's sort of attached to his sort of like loincloth situation here, and pulls it out and jingles the bag a little bit and throws the bag on the table in front of you all. Says, in that bag, I believe, is 100 gold pieces. Let's call it a finder's fee. You give me the sheep and go about your merry way, and we can end all of this right now. What say you?
Who's your master?
Master Nook.
Does the sheep look panicked, or is...
Give me... Oh my god, I love you so damn much. Give me an insight check on the sheep.
You're welcome. Inside, that is gonna... That's 21, sir.
As far as sheep goes, this one looks a little freaked out.
I'm going to cast Charm Person on the orc. Or half orc? Is he a half orc?
Yes, he is a half orc.
Okay.
You
It doesn't matter. I don't discriminate. I would cast Charm Person.
No,
whether he's
that's...
an
But
orc
then
or a half orc.
what save is this for Charm Person?
Okay. He is going to make a wisdom save. It's wisdom 15.
Okay.
Since we're not fighting it, he does not get advantage.
Okay. He stands there, smiling.
Damn.
So so like he made the save. Can I tell
You don't-
whether or not? Okay. So I was just really worried because this sheep seems really sweet, and I was hoping that, friend, that you could tell me more about the sheep that you're looking for.
Well, it is a white sheep that walks on 4 legs and is standing right next to you.
Well, why would this particular sheep be so important? Couldn't you just go get any sheep and bring it back to your master?
Especially for 100 gold, I feel like you could probably get several sheep.
That's true. You know what else is also true? He brings the hammer up and slams it into you as hard as he
Ooh,
can.
that spell did not work.
This is going to be... Oh, okay. Okay.
You gotta-
I'm like, "Wait."
This is a 17. Does a 17 hit your armor class?
Yes.
Okay. So all of a sudden, he goes, you know what else is true? Brings the hammer up and slams it into your chest. As the hammer slams into your chest, you sort of fall backwards a little bit. You take 8 points of damage as you are knocked prone to the ground.
Can I use a spell though?
He has a reaction spell.
He has a reaction spell. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I have an absorb elements spell.
Okay.
I don't know know that it would necessarily.
It's not a magical. It's not an element. That's usually for taking like a fire attack or like an
Oh,
ice
okay.
attack or
Never
something
mind.
like that.
Well,
But he slams it into you.
Never mind.
He then turns the hammer back around to. Probably wouldn't go for a. You said you were standing up next.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a 27. Does that hit your armor class?
Yeah.
You take 9 points of damage as he brings the hammer back around and slams it into you and takes a step forward towards Etheria in the sheep. It is time to roll initiative.
Yes!
So I can't do my thing yet. Okay, fine.
That was his surprise round. Everybody roll initiative.
Initiative. 12.
This guy is gonna get tired so much.
Oh, I got
8.
13.
Okay, so hang on.
Wait, sorry. 16, sorry.
20 to 15. Who got 20 to 15? Okay. So Sal, 16. 15 to 10. Okay.
12.
12.
Eight.
Whoa.
Oh, do we have to roll up for it?
Yeah, roll off.
5.
3.
Wow.
Doing great.
Okay. So Guz is up first.
Surprise round and up first.
Yeah, he rolled an 18 on his initiative, and I didn't expect you guys to be rolling low on that one. As he strides forward, he's going to take a swing at you. That is a 17 to hit Etheria.
Yes.
As he walks forward, he sort of does this thing where he twirls the hammer and shoves it down like this, and as he does, it hits Etheria and sort of pushes her back a little bit, dealing... Oh, that's not that bad. Dealing 6 points of damage as the hammer slams into the 8-year-old child.
You are not a nice man.
He will then take an attack on you. I'm rolling hot tonight, guys. I'm sorry. 20.
Oh, yeah.
20 hits your AC. Okay.
Oh, I was like, I thought that was for damage on my bro. Oh god. We're not gonna last the night.
No. He does 11 points of damage to you.
Okay,
as
I'm
the,
going to react with Hellish Rebuke.
okay.
So he needs to make a Dex save.
Dex save. He fails that save. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for the host, Goofy.
So 2d10 fire damage.
While we're doing that, Sal, you're up next. So start thinking about what you want to do.
He knocked me away, right? Like I'm not right.
No, you're still in the thick of it,
Okay.
but he sort of knocked you off to the side.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, 4d10.
You gotta get some of this for Monday and Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Sal, and then Fitz. You're up after Sal.
24.
24
fire
points.
damage.
24 points of fire damage. So you guys all watch. As Alara takes this hit with the hammer, and the minute the hammer hits her, fire sort of takes over her eyes a little bit. She cocks her head to the side, and as she cocks her head to the side, flame erupts and travels up the hammer where it hits her, spreading out across the half-orc's chest, and he starts trying to pat out the fire on top of him as this hellish fire erupts from her, setting him ablaze.
Nice.
That's a good chunk. Sal, what do you got, pal?
I cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay. That's a bonus action, so you still have your full action left.
I'm gonna use my. He's on fire, right?
The hellish energy is sort of like an infernal thing, so it's this blast of heat and fire, but he's not set on.
So like I won't get hurt if I like come out. with
No.
Okay.
Hit him. Is this a melee attack?
Yeah, it'll be
Take-
a short sword.
Take all of these attacks at advantage.
So you get to roll 2d20 and take batter.
So roll those two.
Short sword, yeah.
Take the higher number.
Well, that one's a 20, so...
All right.
So you get to pick someone to drink.
You also get a critical success card. So
I mean,
what I'm going
that's
to do is
two.
I'm going to draw a card. You hit a nat 20. That means your damage is doubled for this.
Okay.
So roll your damage while that's happening.
Ooh.
Roll.
Ha!
What? Oh no. This just took this guy out, didn't it?
Go ahead, roll it.
Okay. What, am I gonna die?
No, you're not gonna die.
No.
I'll God.
Okay,
That's
so
6.
6 plus 3, so 9. Then do we just double the die?
You just double the
So
die.
12, so 15.
So 50. So this guy takes 15 points of damage.
So you get your
Here's what happens. He's marked. You rolled your hunter's mark damage
Yeah.
as well, right? That you have
Oh, no,
no,
I didn't.
you
No,
did not.
because that also doubles with the nat 20.
So that is
A D6, I believe.
Um,
So roll another
Yeah.
D6 for me.
D6.
5.
Okay, so another 10 points.
So 25 total.
You're welcome.
You strong as hell, bro.
Okay, so you watch as the ranger, who sort of got knocked back a little bit, reaches forward and grabs his beer. He pounds the beer and then throws the glass up in the air. And as he throws the glass up in the air, he runs forward, slices the leg, stabs the orc, shoves the sword forward into the orc. As it does, the man behind the orc takes off his hood, and it is a large brown bear. The brown bear watches all of this happen, and as you turn around, you make eye contact and hold your hand out like this to the brown bear. The beer falls into your hand, and you drink it while making eye contact. The brown bear takes a dagger out of his side and commits seppuku and kills himself
Christ.
due to the awesome skills that he just witnessed. And as he does, the 2 wolves go running off into the forest. He had such a cool moveset. It was amazing, and you just...
Welcome to Dungeons
To the
and
first
Dragons.
kill.
Yeah.
Cheers. Wait, can I try it? No, I'm just kidding.
Please, God, no.
Not indoors.
Etheria.
So there's no bad guys.
There's still one left. The half-orc is still there. The
Oh,
rogue
the other
figure
was gone. Okay,
was
cool.
so impressed by his awesome skills that he killed
Got it,
himself.
okay.
And
Got
the
it.
2 wolves went running back off into the forest.
Then I'm gonna go up to him, and in my most intimidating voice,
Yes.
which is very intimidating, I'm gonna yell, "Hey, you leave this sheep alone and go away!" And then I'm also, because that's an intimidation, I'm gonna see if that works on it. I guess I have to roll, and then we have to wait for his turn. But I'm also going to cast my Chaos Bolt.
Oh god.
Okay, so
Oh,
hang
God.
on. You're gonna do an intimidation check,
Oh, is that a full action?
and you're gonna
Talking
do a
with-
cast of
I thought
Chaos
talking
Bolt.
wasn't part of the
Chaos.
action. Okay.
No, talking isn't. Talking is a free action, but fronting and doing an intimidation check.
Oh, becomes a full action.
becomes
Okay, then
a-
I'm just gonna say it, but I won't be all like I'll be intimidating, but
Okay.
just normal intimidating, not like
Not like roll for it.
not roll for intimidation.
Give me your
But I
chaos.
will do my chaos.
Is this a roll to attack?
I do not have to roll to attack on Chaos Bolt.
All right. Roll for
Let me
me.
double check just to make sure. No, I do. I'm sorry. I do.
Then roll at
Um,
advantage.
Okay. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Good thing I had that other one out. 13 plus 7. That is a 20, not nat.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
The damage is. I'll tell you what kind of damage it is. The purple die is the type of damage.
Okay.
So it is. Where's my? There, okay, it's cold damage.
Okay.
And it's 9, 10, 11 points of cold damage.
You guys watch as the 8-year-old sort of strides forward, and she's like, "Leave the sheep alone!" And as she does, she extends her hand outward and turns it like this. And as she does, these beams of cold energy fire forth from her hand, and they seem to take this erratic, like zigzag pattern, almost like Darkseid, as they fly through the air. They strike this half-orc in the chest, and you see a part of his chest start to freeze over with ice. He gives a... And as he does, the ice sort of melts a little bit, but he's still got this like frost burn all over the front of his chest. He's up, but he's not looking great. Alara.
I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast,
Okay.
which is 2 beats.
All of these attacks.
One of them is a nat 20. The other is not.
No. That's an unnatural one.
Is an 11.
Okay. The 11's gonna miss. The nat 20 does very well, so roll double damage for me on this one.
Okay.
And depending on
so
what you-
instead of 1d10, we're doing 2d10.
Roll high.
I mean, that's always the goal.
That's always the goal.
Let's see.
I don't think you add any modifiers to this.
It's
For,
plus 2. 18.
based on, did you take the adding your charisma modifier? Perfect. How do you want to do this?
Oh,
I'm just going to kind of step in front of Opheria and get like right up in his face and just kind of like
Boop him on the snoot.
as tempting as that is. I'm just gonna like make eye contact with him and just kind of be like,
Yeah. So you guys watch as this sort of lithe wood elf sort of strides forward. Opheria, she walks past you, placing a very delicate hand on your shoulder as she strides in front of you. And as she does, she starts moving her hands around and summoning this arcane force. And she unleashes it, but she doesn't unleash it with a big dramatic movement. It's a very graceful sort of like this. And as the energies flow out, they surround the half-orc. And he grabs his hammer, lifts it up towards the sheep, and he dissipates in a cloud of dust and arcane power. As this energy rips through him, you see his skeleton for a brief moment, and the hammer clangs to the ground. Well done, heroes.
Jay, we saved the sheep now, that's alright. That was a mighty fine way to kill someone.
I try.
Good job, guys.
You did it. You did it. Oh, thank you so much. I was so worried that you wouldn't be able to do it, and but you all did it, and I'm so eternally grateful. I know I don't look it, but I am a great and powerful wizard. Something happened to me. You see, up until about 2 years ago, I worked out of this small tower out on the outskirts of town. I specialized in transmutation magic. It's just sort of a specialty of mine. Kings and people from other continents would come by, and they would get my services to assist them. And one fateful night, during my nightly meditation, I awoke to find my apprentice, Ahmed Noak, standing over me, and he was holding on to my wand. It was a very special wand. It was incredibly rare. It is the wand of true polymorph. And I tried to move towards him, but realized that I couldn't because I'd been transformed into the sheep that you see before you. Give me an Arcana check.
14.
17.
5. Boy.
14.
Nice.
I would
9.
Anybody who rolled above a 10, you are familiar with the spell True Polymorph. This is a 9th level spell. Polymorph changes somebody into a creature or a being for a small period of time. After an hour, they come back. True Polymorph changes them permanently. Be it object, be it person. And if this guy had a wand of True Polymorph, this was one of the most powerful magical items that you have ever heard of.
This is not just like a dispel magic thing.
This is not. If the spell itself is a 9th level, you'd have to cast Dispel Magic at like a 9th level. It's just nothing short of a wish spell or another True Polymorph could fix what was happening here. Yes.
So mate, you were a person before becoming a sheep.
Yes, a half elf to be. Stupid Zuki. A half elf to be exact. I was revered throughout all the land as a master of transmutation magic. Now, granted, much of that was the wand. I may have exaggerated my skills a bit and used the wand for the majority of my magic. But my apprentice changed me, and I've become a veritable prisoner in
So-
my own home. I am allowed to graze in the front yard and eat grass and buttercups, but that is my hell, my personal hell.
How many? Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
How many more men are at your house?
Well, you see, Nock has had some time with the wand and has built up a veritable, how shall I say this, a formidable force of guards around the house. Men and women, quite like yourselves, transformed into beasts that still maintain their intellect, but are stronger now, and are quite happy being who they are. I don't know quite how many, but I do have an intimate knowledge of my home, and I beg of you, please, we need to get the wand back. There's no telling what sort of danger that he could wreak on this world, and the wand is the only thing that can change me back.
So, are you asking us to go on an adventure?
Yes, and may I remind you that I am a powerful wizard, and once I am changed back, I can grant you any number of boons.
Hang on a minute. It sounds like as a powerful wizard, he did some not very nice things. And how do we know that the wand's going to be any better in his hands than it is in the other people's hands right now?
Right.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yes?
How good's your resurrection?
Well, I'm quite old in years, and I... Oh, resurrection.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, resurrection.
I have...
It's okay, you're 8. It's okay, she's
doesn't
8.
know.
It's fine, it's fine.
I could do something along those lines, if that is something that you need.
If it's something that's been going for a long time, could you possibly bring it back?
Absolutely.
I don't know about everyone here, but I think we need to go do this.
Gold?
No.
Magical weapons?
Wait, who do you want to come back?
It's a very long story, but
Okay. Do you guys need anything?
would we need any magical items to get this underway?
You don't think so, but he's promising the prospect of magical items and gold and the resurrection of whatever you need resurrected.
I'm not opposed.
I'll forfeit whatever we find to you guys if we can do this.
What is your knowledge of demons?
I mean, most of my knowledge is strictly academic in nature, but I could... I have many books and tomes that we could peruse if you have something that could use a wizard of my capabilities, but unfortunately I can't do anything like this.
I have 2 questions.
Please.
First question is, how long is it going to take to get to the place where you live?
It should take a day's travel.
Like overnight?
Yes.
Okay. And second question, would you be willing to submit to some sort of a truth spell to ascertain, and yeah, I know how to use the word ascertain, to ascertain whether or not you have changed your ways and become a good person? Or at least a better person than the people who have the wand right now?
Feria.
I don't want more people to get turned that shouldn't be, because he already said that he turned a whole bunch of people.
Once the wand is used on me to turn me back, we can destroy it.
Okay.
Okay. Do you remember the layout of your home?
Yes, absolutely. And there is a good chance that once you were to make it past the guards, that he would be in the sort of master's chambers. I live in a house that is built around 4 very strong, tall oak trees. The 4 oak trees house the home in itself, and it provides an outlook at all of the surrounding field around it. I do know of certain animals that are there. There are at least 3 sort of great apes that he has transformed. There is also something in the house, large screams, clawing. I have never caught a glimpse of it, but men come out speaking of the terror that resides inside.
Is there any flying animals that you know of or that you saw turn?
Not in the grounds that I have seen.
For your house, is there any back roads, ways in, secret passageways?
No, unfortunately, that is the benefit of having the home in such an open space, is that you can see in all different directions.
I say we go. Let's go now.
Let's go.
I think our best shot is at night.
Onwards.
It is nighttime right now. If you traveled all throughout the night, it may behoove you to take a long rest this evening, set off during the day, and you would arrive in the
around
late
midnight?
evening. You would arrive around midnight, late evening the next day.
I like it.
The tavern has no idea that this fight sort of took place. So you go inside. Do we leave the sheep by himself outside?
No,
Do we-
I'm taking the sheep. Well, gosh, that's gonna feel inappropriate, isn't it?
Ophelia,
What?
I can make a distraction and you can go up and you can take the sheep in. Or if there's no place, do you like to take them? It, him, her?
Just
I
leave it at
could
the
take the
leave
sheep.
it at the room.
Oh, we can put the sheep in the room
Just leave it in the room.
I can create a distraction. I know a wonderful drinking song.
to distract the sheep.
No,
No,
the
to
people
distract
inside
the
the inn.
people.
Distract the people.
Yeah.
It's
So
just
you
a
bring the
sheep.
sheep upstairs.
Yeah.
It's
You
just
don't
a
think
sheep.
they're gonna let us take the sheep upstairs?
Well, I don't think that's what. No,
No.
probably not.
Aw.
I think here I had a whole enough time letting dash in.
You can certainly try.
I'd say it's worth the distraction just so no one asks any questions.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
And because
I
I'm easily entertained and
Do you
willing
guys
to
need me
watch
for this?
this.
'Cause
Because I can.
I still got some beer left.
I bet I could talk somebody into letting me take a sheep upstairs.
You walk into the tavern and there's a loud cheer. It's almost like a scene from the cheer. Hey! And everyone starts clapping, pressing free drinks into your hands again for what you have done for the town. And you accept all of them. I imagine Sal is very happy and very gracious. The innkeeper comes forward and it's this short, sort of gnomish woman. She's got long white hair and she's got these sort of giant glasses. Hello, dear. What is this you're bringing into the tavern?
I cast Charm Person.
Do you cast magic at her?
Well, no, she's the person who owns the inn, right?
Correct.
Yeah, the main person.
Okay.
You
So-
better roll real high.
You cast Charm
Sure,
Person.
why not? Yes, and let's do
I
this.
want to stop her.
You're gonna stop her?
I want to stop her.
Yeah.
Okay, give
let's
me
do this.
contested dex checks.
Oh, you're gonna try to stop me?
Yeah.
You see her moving her hands in a very familiar way as she's about to cast something.
22.
So
no,
while
no, I'm
this
sorry.
is
No, it's a
happening,
dex check.
Can I
Never
step
mind,
in
it's
front of her
15
and
plus
talk to the woman and say,
4.
"Oh,
19.
You still
someone made a large."
Give me a contested dex check as
Stuffed
well to
animal.
see if you do this before she casts this spell.
That's so.
You got a what?
19.
Yeah.
Oh, well, nope.
No, no.
One is
It's a
always a
one.
failure.
It's a one.
So-
Either
so
way, it's a 1
you
plus
s-
1. It's a failure either way.
You see Etheria sort of stepping forward, and then she casts Charm Person.
I noticed too late, and I'm like,
Oh, what? Yes, dear. Can I help you?
Hi, friend. This is my pet sheep.
Oh,
He's,
how lovely.
I
This
know.
is a sheep. Oh,
Yeah, he's my comfort animal.
oh.
I take him with me wherever I go.
I had an odd pet growing up.
You did? What did you have?
I had a poisonous snake.
Oh my gosh, I bet people really gave you a hard time about that.
They did.
Wasn't it awful?
It really did. My brother never recovered, but I love that snake.
Yeah, and I'm so used to people trying to turn poor Mr. Sheeperson out, and I just want to bring him to my room.
Dear, no, it's
They
perfectly
just
fine.
make him go away. And it hurts.
No. Bring him up to your room, dear. I'm sure we can overlook this this one time.
Thank you so much, friend.
Of course, Brandon. She runs over and she hugs you and she hugs Mr. Sheeperson and allows you to go up to your room. What do you guys do? Fun story for the next hour.
Ooh, I'm drinking beer and I am just telling people how much they need to meet Dash.
You're drinking, you're cavorting. Afira, you go up to your room?
Yeah, I'll go up to my room. I mean,
I'll go up with you.
okay.
I feel like you need an adult.
I imagine you two are in the room, like just hanging out, like when you rented a room from the bar.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Cool. You guys are up in the room. You're enjoying your food. I'm sure you're with him. You guys are cavorting and cheering and
Not that much.
Drinking combo.
59 minutes in, about an hour in. What the bloody hell? And you hear this shout
I forgot.
from downstairs.
You did
And
this.
She goes, Edward, Richard, go upstairs, get that girl and her sheet, all of you, all four of you, shoo, shoo, shoo. You are no longer welcome into this bar, the bleat down. Shoo, shoo. And she sends a group of individuals upstairs, and you are both sort of, like knocks on the door. The mistress said you have to leave. You have to take the sheep with you.
What sheep?
Are we? Do we?
I
do we know
imagine
what's-
it's that
we're
one.
doing-
We've been too much.
Yeah.
Oh, she's kicking you all out.
Oh, sweet.
Everybody's getting kicked out.
I would
again.
assume that we're both like more outside the inn, and they're still upstairs getting like crowded out.
Yeah. So you guys are outside. You're probably telling stories, and then there was this one time I killed this guy, and I made his friend commit suicide. It was crazy. And you're telling stories.
You must have been there.
You see
Wow.
the two of them escorted out, and this little gnomish woman sort of comes out, and she goes, "You and you, no longer welcome here. Good night." Door closed.
What happened?
It was you.
I point at the sheep,
It was
and then I point at Ophelia.
I asked you not
I
to.
got her to let me take the sheep upstairs. I just forgot that she would realize that I did that after an hour.
See, we could have hid the sheep upstairs and said you had to be deceitful.
Well, that would help.
Can I
To be
still
would have helped an hour ago.
Hiding the
yeah,
sheep
you-
would still kind of be this.
You bend down and you're like, "Hey," and he's like, "Well, I thought it was a good plan. Right up until it wasn't."
Thanks.
So, what's the fastest way to your house?
Is there another tavern in town?
Unfortunately, due to the nature of this town, this is sort of the main tavern. You guys are going to you will be able. It is so late at night that I would say that you'd be able to find like a sort of a stable or something like that, and just sort of sleep outside.
I can tell you this. I can set up camp. I have.
I feel like a stable is going to make more sense for tonight.
Yeah, but I'm saying if there's not enough room, I can set up my own tent, my own place, so you guys can do your
I
own
like
thing.
sleeping in trees.
And I can get us a fire.
Ooh,
I can get us
have
some
this
food.
really great trick for a fire. What's this?
So like I said, I
He
can
casts Vic. So you guys follow suit, I guess, with Sal, and Sal's like, I'll take care of everything. You guys did enough. And you guys go off a little ways into the forest, away from the town itself, and set up a fire.
And meanwhile, because I can light a campfire too. So he's over here like, I can light a fire. I'm like, I can light a fire.
Well, if you're
So we
gonna,
have 2 fires?
We have 3 at this point, probably.
Yeah, we have 3 because I definitely made one, a real one.
You are surrounded by 3 fires. Who's taking? Are you doing something else?
I was gonna say I can control fire because I didn't like the fact that my fire was taken
Okay,
away.
so
I want
while
all
they're
the fires to
fighting over
convene in one.
fire, I'm going to take the first one.
I
Good.
can snuff
Same
out
here.
your campfire.
I need
Prestidigitation.
So you only need 4 hours of meditation. So I'll let you take the first
We will
one.
go back and forth this fire bitch. Like, we will go back and forth.
We are now going to take a point of exhaustion for lighting and putting out each other's campfires.
The 2 of them are
It's a cantrip. Doesn't matter.
constantly putting out each other's fires and starting fires. And
So while they're doing that, can I sleep and get my hit points back?
you will take a long rest for me.
Okay.
Who's taking second watch?
Second.
Okay. So you're not resting during the part when you're supposed to be resting? You're still putting out fires?
At some point, I would have conceded, I think. And, thank you, Dash, for telling me.
Okay.
How about, since I was taking first watch anyways, it's on a spell, just they're sitting there fighting with fires, and I just use Dispel Magic and put both their fires out.
Basically, Mom goes, I will turn this car around, and puts out...
Like, I don't even turn around,
Just
I'm
stop.
just like,
So here's
So
the deal.
I immediately create. Go ahead.
Dispel magic wouldn't put out the fire. Because even though the fire was started with magical means and they keep putting it out with magical means, it's not a magical effect. So you could wait until one of them is about to cast and then cast Dispel magic.
I'm
But
gonna do that.
who are you doing that to? So this is what ends the argument. On that last turn, you go, haha, and she dispels magic, and the doesn't go off, and you're like, oh, my batteries must be dead.
Guys,
Like,
you need to get some sleep.
She's talking to you.
So I wait until he's passing them
I'm
on the way
talking
to sleep.
both of you.
Fine, I'm gonna go to sleep. You sleep over there. And as he's walking them, or
I'm just
walking
gonna go walk
past
over to
them,
s-
I'm going to
doors.
create an instantaneous harmless sensory effect, blah blah blah, or an odd odor. It's gonna make a fart odor just as he passes by them.
as soon as you walk past the two, I'll say as soon as you walk past Sal, who's sort of securing the area and setting up a little like bedding for himself, Fitz just lets loose the nastiest fart you've ever smelled in your
Ew.
entire life.
Before I fall
Fix.
asleep, can I put that, you know what I mean?
You get endless.
Which one?
Dark vision on you?
I have dark vision.
Oh, you're
So dark vision is
Never
just
mind,
an
sure.
innate trait that you guys have, and it's
Oh,
just
okay.
about.
It's
Um,
something he has it as a spell that he can cast it on someone, but
Oh,
as
great.
an elf, I already have it.
the only one I think that needs it is you,
Okay.
and possibly Etheria. Etheria's got dark vision.
Yes.
Alright, I pass the book.
I'm pretty sure I've done a minute.
You
Let me
go,
double check.
like, you're like,
I lose track
hey, you know what we
sometimes.
should do? And you just conk out. So take a long rest, regain your hit points and any spells that you cast. You give me a perception check as you do first watch.
Oh, I didn't know.
15.
You look around and you're sort of paying attention to your surroundings. It's all good. The sheep is sort of sitting in the middle of the, like, sort of around where the fire is. Would you mind turning off lights and saying going to bed? You're just about ready to wake up Fitz for the second half of the watch when you hear
Okay.
it's like a twig snap. It's just, and it's directly behind you.
So I turn around.
Okay.
Do I see anything?
You see a stag, and it's just walking through the woods where you guys are, and sort of bends down to eat some of the food or some of the grass that's sort of growing in that area. And as you sort of turn around, he sort of picks his head up and looks at you and cocks his head.
I'm just gonna stand there and see if it does anything. If not, then I'll just let it be.
It's a moment where you guys just sort of make eye contact with each other, and then it turns around and sort of runs back off into the forest.
I'm asleep, so I don't.
Yeah. Your watch sort of ends, and you go and wake up Fix.
I'll let him know that there was a stag.
Sure.
It's possible that it could be one of these polymorphed people we were told about, but he didn't try anything. So
So
just keep an eye out.
Just stood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fix, it is time for your watch. Give me a perception check.
Hot dice, hot dice, hot dice. So that's going to be 26.
You notice a lot of different stuff.
The nature is beautiful this time of the year. and everything is growing.
Nature is beautiful. You notice a little bit as your watch continues that you hear this crack sound behind you, as it looks like some rocks or some leaves and stuff are being shifted off to the side, and you notice a stag in the clearing. Looks like he's eating food.
Hi. Hello. Hello.
It looks up.
And then I want to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Are you alright here?
Yes, I live here.
And whereabouts is here that you live? Like right here, or like around this area?
The stag like cocks its head. It's like, well, I mean, we all live around.
Well, we don't live here. We just passing through.
Oh, okay.
So we're looking for this big house with 4 trees around it. Have you seen such a place?
I see trees.
Ooh, but like big ones, 4 ones, this many ones.
Sort of looks and says, I see trees.
Could you take me to it? The tree you see, not the one like nearby, but like other ones that might be further,
Sure.
bigger.
Yes, I can take you.
Awesome, great.
So he leads you off into the forest.
We're all doomed.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, it's a character.
I mean, yeah.
Devastatingly.
You all are asleep. Give me perception checks at disadvantage. Not you. You're walking off into the forest with a stranger.
Those are like exact opposites.
Look what I just rolled. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Them's
Look at that.
are
Look at
2 nat 20s, my friend.
I rolled a 19
2
and a 2.
nat
Take a picture.
220.
That
Take a
is
picture.
fantastic.
That was beautiful.
This is a moment where Furious is like, wait a minute.
And I'm so bad at perception. Like I always fail every perception check.
This is
That's
fantastic.
This is
nuts.
the only time she's ever perceived anything.
It was the fart, the lingering fart smell that I had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're like, Fix.
Oh, you take the
Where's it
highest
going?
one?
I don't know why I just sent this to you, but I just sent it to you.
That's
I think
awesome.
I have to do something with it.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Tracy got 2 nat 20s.
That's 17.
17 at disadvantage.
Yeah, you roll a 15 and an 18. I have 9.
Well, and technically it's like a 22 because
You two are sound asleep. Her eyes shoot open first. As soon as she goes and sort of sits up, you sort of sit up as well, but you know better. So when you sit up silently, grabbing your weapon that's at your side. The sheep is sleeping by the fire, but you see movement coming not too far away. Unfortunately, you're having to go off of just the firelight itself. You, Etheria, see a wolf crouched down, creeping towards this sheep.
Okay, and I have not had a long rest at this point.
You have not had
I
a
have
long
not
rest.
had a long rest. Okay.
It
I
would tell me, right?
say
It would tell me what's there.
stop.
The wolf looks up. This is enough to wake you up as well.
Okay.
You hear her yell, "Stop!" And she's looking off where you're tracking movement.
I say in a super intimidating way too.
Give me an intimidation check as you yell, "Stop!"
22.
This wolf sort of like crouches down and starts growling at you, and you notice the chain wrapped around its neck.
I want to
Oh,
cast.
it's one of those two.
I want to cast Dark Vision.
Okay, you can see very clearly now that there is a wolf not too far away from where the sheep is. It's enough to startle the sheep awake, and Shine Bright sort of wakes up and what is happening, and sort of looks up and sees the wolf and doesn't move, and the wolf is there. You two are awake. You're awake. You've got your dagger at your side, or your sword at your side.
Am I close enough to grab the sheep? Or make a move towards
It's
it?
gonna be a race.
I light a campfire. Let me see how far prestidigitation goes. 10
I also
feet.
have a bow and arrow.
Okay, so this is a spontaneous fire. It's enough to light a campfire. So like you have wood set up.
Prestidigitation, no. Prestidigitation lets me. Ooh, it says light a small campfire, so I may have to have wood set up. It doesn't tell me that.
It's
but-
enough to like light a fire. It's not
Yeah.
enough to
Okay.
create
Cool.
a blaze.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Can I shoot a warning shot at the wolf?
Sure. You reach to your side and grab your bow and arrow. Are you standing up to your full height, or are you
No, I'm
just
still,
still sitting
I'm still
up?
sitting up.
Give me an attack roll, because you're trying to call your shot here. So roll a d20 and add whatever it is you add to your bow and arrow.
So
23.
Yeah, you take this bow and arrow. Where do you place this arrow?
Damn.
In between the wolf and the sheep? next to the wolf.
Let's put it right between the sheep and the wolf.
Like
So it kind of like angles right between them so he can't.
So you maintain eye contact, and you've spent a lot of time in the forest. You're used to the creatures that live there. As a ranger, you are one with your sort of surroundings.
Yeah.
So I imagine you take the bow and arrow, and you don't break eye contact, but shoot it up so that it goes up. It arcs over where Etheria is, over where the fire is, and lands straight down in front of the wolf. And the wolf doesn't break eye contact with you either. But as the arrow lands, it takes a few steps backward.
Who does?
The wolf.
I'm gonna cast sleep on the wolf.
Okay.
That's 5d8.
Roll me your 5d8.
And let me make sure that there's no spell. Okay, yeah, there's no save for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 24.
The wolf's eyes droop and shakes its head.
Ah, that didn't work.
It's almost as if it was one hit point away from falling asleep.
I can do it again because I've got a higher. I can
stand
cast it
up.
at a higher level.
As you stand up, it takes a few more steps backward and goes running off into the forest.
Okay. Where's Fix?
Where's Fix?
Cut to Fix. The elk leads you to this large tree in the middle of the forest and goes, This is a large tree.
This is a rather large tree. I don't quite think it's the tree I'm looking for. I don't see any houses nearby, do I?
This is a house.
Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm looking for a house that men and people live in.
Oh, no.
Have you seen one of those? A big old house?
No. But this is a house. Many birds and insects and creatures live in this tree.
My best friend Dash used to live in a house like this many long times ago.
I'm assuming that's all he's going to show me. So I'm like, all right, well, back to camp then.
The stag poops.
I would poop too.
You guys both share a very nice poop in the woods, and it's not too long afterwards where Fix comes strolling back into the camp, and
Hey,
Where were you?
Where'd you go?
first of all, there's way too many questions. I'll answer.
You don't just leave the camp.
It's one question 2 times. Where'd you go?
So there was this stag, and he showed
So
me.
do you understand what being on watch means?
I was watching. The stag came over.
Really?
I told-
Because we almost got attacked by wolves.
That's silly. That's silly.
You want to end up like a squirrel?
Well, he's my best friend, so yeah.
No, he's dead. He's threatening you.
That's an old way to threaten someone.
I'm glad you're laughing. I pull out my bow.
I already took my watch. You guys figure this out. I'm going back to sleep.
I put my bow away.
So, who's up next then?
I believe it's still you, pal.
Alright, then I face up.
I'll stay up with him.
No, you should probably get your sleep.
No, I'll stay up. You both go to sleep.
Please.
I can stay up.
I only guys with the watch.
He already volunteered.
Then I can go to sleep. Great.
I'm going to be just like that.
I will say that enough time has passed, and so that you all get a long rest, based on an adventure that I had no idea was going to happen, based on rolls.
You're welcome.
I rolled a 19 and a 20. I had to hit above an 18 for any sort of encounter to happen during a watch. And I rolled a 19 and a 20. So the 20 was the wolf. So you guys wake up the next day. And Shine Bright sort of leads you off on this sort of adventure. You guys travel throughout the forest for quite some time. As the sun sets on this second day, make sure all your hit points are refilled and all your spells are back. You're going to need them.
Thanks.
Thanks, Dad.
You get close to this clearing and you start hearing sounds coming from the clearing. As that happens, Shine Bright goes, we are very close. I don't know how you want to do this, but we are very close to the home. it's actually just over this ridge, and he takes you to this small sort of outcropping that seems to look down. And sure enough, there are 4 large oak trees, and it almost looks like this circular building that is built inside, and the 4 oaks are like holding it. These trees are massive. Give me perception checks as you sort of survey the grounds from this vantage point. I'm not going to make you roll stealth to keep hidden.
To my normal stuff.
20.
20?
6.
6?
15.
21. So Epheria's like, guys, I think I found something.
Look, it's a bird.
It's poop. Like, no, it's not.
That's my theory. That's mine.
So I will say you all notice sort of different things. Etheria, you notice that the building is a
Shiny
circle
rock.
and the rocks are very shiny here. You will notice that there's a to keep with character. You will notice that a large sort of brown bear is sort of walking the grounds on 2 legs and goes into a small room or small building that's separate from the main house with like a half crescent moon on the door. And sort of closes the door behind it. You notice that there is a bird at the top of the house, and the bird is sort of like looking out over the house and occasionally sort of surveying. But you start to over time see that this bird has almost like a pattern where it kind of looks at one portion, hops over to another perch, hops over, and it almost looks like a compass rose where this bird is sort of hopping to different points. They're all sort of looking up, and you look down. Like you creep a little bit forward. There are 3 giant apes, sort of like playing and talking, and they're rolling what appears to be like a giant die. It's like a 20-sided dice or something like that, and they're just sort of rolling it. And then one will hit, and then they'll like laugh, and they're talking in common, but they're smacking each other on the back, and it's hard. Like one of them picks up a rock and throws it at the other one, and this thing smashes into the chest and explodes.
Can I sneak up to them to hear what they're saying, or?
You could do that. You're gonna have to go down the ridge a little bit in order to do that. Like you'd have to roll stealth. You all share what you see.
Yes.
And
Rocks.
Bear.
That is
shiny.
such a shiny rock. You
Shit
can
bear.
take it.
Shit bear.
What?
Shit bear.
How many bears are there?
does a bear shit in the woods?
No.
No.
He shits in the
No.
house.
Like a true gentleman.
No. Deer, on the other hand.
That's a different story. True gentlefolk.
Druids, on the other hand.
The 3 apes are just below us.
Okay.
Sure
They're
enough.
talking common though.
He
so.
points them out to you, and there are 3 giant apes. They're playing with an oversized pair of dice on the lawn. You rolled high, right? You rolled above a 20.
And I rolled out a 20.
There's 3 great swords on the ground, not too far away from the apes.
Okay. They're armed.
Each like sticking up out of the ground.
Great.
Of course they're
They're
armed.
ready to
They
go.
each have 2 of them. Jeez.
They have a right to bear arms.
The bear went into the outhouse.
Bare
Bear went
necessities.
into the outhouse. The bear went into the outhouse.
You quiet the 2 of them down who are over there singing songs. But Shine Bright sort of looks at all of you and says, I don't know the first thing to do out there. If you look at the large circular building, there is a master bedroom upstairs which was my study that I held all of my books, and if Nook is in there, he will be in that particular room.
You own this house. You have to know. You had to set place like a secret runaway tunnel. How did you get away? How did you run away from this
He left
situation?
the door unlocked.
Right, but
We
you had to
have
run through the apes. You had to run past the bird. You had to run past all that. Where did you? How did that happen?
I mean, I suppose Nook isn't very much of a drinker. I had a bit of a wine cellar that I attached to much later, and I know that room has been somewhat neglected. And he sort of walks over back to that outcropping, and he sort of points past the apes, like behind on a part of the house that you can't see from where you are on the overlook. And sure enough, there's like 2 double doors that are like in the ground a little bit, but you have to scoot past some trees, and he sort of points over there. There is a small connection from there into the main house itself. If you could find a way to get across to that particular portion, I'm sure you could.
We can't attack the apes.
Well, I mean, it
We
seems
need to
like
get around them. They have the bird in the air. At the moment that bird sees
I
us,
can fly over them.
I can bring the bird down.
I can fly up there and then take the
how
bird
how
down.
high is the bird? Or did? Oh wait, did you notice how high the bird was?
I mean, it was on top of the house.
It was on top of the house, and you guys know that Etheria, like as soon as Etheria goes, I can just fly over it. Like her wings sort of unfurl from her, and you know that she has wings that she can sort of fly up there. And so,
How far can I shoot my arrow?
you tell me. It should say next to the weapon what your range is on the
I can
arrow.
talk to a bird. No, I can't fly.
You're
That's
level
up till-
5.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
up till,
not
like,
till like
level
8.
150 feet.
Yeah. I
You
would
can turn into
say
a bird,
that's
you just can't fly.
just
Just
within
far.
your range.
Oh, it's just in.
Just
If
on
I
your
get a
range.
mouse and I can carry you.
What are y'all
It'd
saying?
have to be a hell of a shot because if you miss the shot,
He's off. He's ready to go.
I can get both of us over there.
That could be your backup if notices them and alerts the others.
So we're all on the same page. We need to take out that bird first before we go anywhere else.
But we could work on it together because I could fly over there and he could turn into like a mouse or something and I could carry him and then he could turn back into him when he gets over there and we could both take out the bird.
A fairy, could you carry a cat? Like a little like a cat?
I could carry a cat too.
I would be
I
a
like
cat.
cats.
You too
You
like
should be a
cats.
cat.
Focus.
Okay. So I'm going to turn into a cat. And then
Can you be a long-haired kitty cat?
I was hoping the
Do you
one
have
that
any,
has no
like-
fur.
Fix. You watch as Fix changes into a cat. Etheria sort of picks up Fix, and
Aww, pretty kitty.
I was gonna be Zuki.
Etheria, how do you do this?
How do I do this?
You just fly across the
Well,
way.
they haven't given. You guys are good with this, but, right? We just go take out the bird.
So the problem is getting there without the bird seeing. Okay. So you said that we noticed that it's moving. About how long does it take for it to make a full rotation?
I will say, based on suggestions given to me by the players, that is in each location for 4 seconds.
Okay.
Can I?
And there's how
How long
many
did-
total?
sorry.
Is it just
It's
Four?
it's like that. It's like compass points.
Okay.
So there's 4. So it's looking this way.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. This way.
Oh,
1.
so it doesn't change its position, it just changes.
No. It flutters over.
hops?
Oh.
And how long does it take to get between points, would you say?
Half a second.
Okay.
Is there any
What
way?
is your flyings?
Is there any way I can
I believe
distract
it's
it with
30
an arrow?
feet.
Like if I took a shot in the distance or try to rustle a sound,
Oh,
Would that-
like
would that
past it
also-
so
yeah.
it looks the other direction.
Would it also sound annoying?
and that gives you guys
Or
time
raise.
to come around the backside.
You can try.
So if I shoot this arrow, it had to be good timing though, because if
Yeah.
I shoot in one direction, you guys will have to take off
One direction.
and focus. And
So you're gonna wait. You're gonna wait till it's facing forward. You're gonna shoot an arrow off to the brush to redirect it.
Yeah.
It's gonna fly off that way. Is what you're
In theory.
In
you're
theory.
hoping, and that they're going to be flying to that spot.
actually, no,
waiting.
I'm thinking he would just turn his head because he doesn't know he's flying too.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't see the arrow, he would just hear it. So he would just turn his head immediately. But the arrow is so fast, he wouldn't know it was an arrow.
Okay.
So the idea is that he
You're
turns his
timing,
head.
you're timing the shot perfectly so that this thing turns its head right as these two get up on it.
Yeah, because the issue is if I don't hit it in that arrow and I aim it and
So we're your distraction.
no,
No,
you're
it
the
needs the
distraction.
distraction.
There's
the
oh,
arrow's
got
killing
it.
the bird. You guys are the ones going after him. I'm not.
Okay.
So
Do you
if
guys
you
wanna do
time
this?
it so that like it looks our direction, then it moves. Then you guys, as soon as it moves, start flying that way. Then right before it gets back to turning our way, you shoot the arrow. In theory, this could work.
Okay. All right.
And I don't know what.
In
I'm
a
gonna
perfect
get.
world, and on that note,
Okay.
I'm ready.
Wow, I do not have any offensive spells. We're gonna
What are you
make
going to
this
attack
work.
it with? Because you're the one attacking.
You
She's
have a
taking you there.
Cat.
Yeah, but he's gonna be a cat, so he has to. Oh.
I was gonna say,
How big is this bird?
It's a crow.
Oh.
Yeah, I can take it out.
I'm just gonna throw you at the crow, okay?
And I'm just gonna
just drop him
Wha-
on the front.
I love
Would
this.
that be an unarmed strike?
Did you ever see Paws and Boots?
No, because you've still got like you can bite. You got some sort of bite
So,
attack as a cat.
oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I can totally.
Yeah, look down because you've got
This is brilliant. I love this plan.
claws.
Let's hope it works.
Yep.
I believe
So
the
am I gonna
correct
have
way
to
to do
throw
this
for a shot?
is.
You're a 5.
I love that idea.
Isn't there like a?
But this is Disney
medium
now,
size?
so it's.
I can't
I
carry
love
a
that idea.
What about a poisonous snake?
I could carry a poisonous
I
snake.
can just carry it around you
Yeah, that might be better
because then I could.
because you'll get more damage off of the
I can go
poisonous
bite. Text 1d6 on a hit.
Okay.
So.
And I can put it to
on a
sleep
hit.
Tell me what you're doing.
Go.
or cast bolt it.
Psych. My cat form.
Well,
Flip.
You
You're not
come
there
back and then you
Okay.
turn into a poisonous snake. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I got
But
my
he's
arrow
still
ready.
got his brain. He
You-
won't bite me.
What are you doing while
I
this
can
happening?
coil.
I'm too far away to do anything.
Do you want to like look out for the apes, see if they see anything?
Straight
Yeah,
up
we'll
with
do
a spear, and I'll just be like,
God.
Is that what's closest to us? The apes?
Yes.
Okay.
They're right below you.
Okay, so yeah, just keep an eye out for them.
Tell her to put my face.
Okay. Tell me what you're doing.
I'm gonna follow the plan and fly over with the
Okay.
timing of the
So
indicator.
here's the bird. The bird's looking this way.
What do I have to do? I have to roll something? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'll say that when it hops here, they're flying in from the side.
Yeah.
So give me a attack roll. This is aiming your shot.
The D20,
Okay.
and then it's gonna be +6.
We're gonna ignore biology for a
20.
minute.
Yes!
That
Yes! 26, son!
Let's see if this helps.
Oh boy.
you were meant to play D&D. Can I just say that?
Interesting.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Okay. So he gets a little cocky. So you're looking to shoot this arrow, and you sort of stop and you like time it, and I imagine you climb up to this tree that's sort of overlooking the area, and everybody doesn't know why he's climbing this tree. He waits for you guys. As the bird hits this spot, you take the arrow, shift to the left, and fire. The arrow flies past the bird, causing the bird to cock its head straight through the outhouse door, through that little window, and into the neck of the bear.
No way! Oh, that's so cool!
Like this
That is so
tiny
cool.
half moon crescent opening. He's
Oh
just
my god!
he's like, Jordan! Like, and calls
Oh,
it.
man.
As it flies through, it catches through the door, and the bird so much so like stops and is sort of cocking its head. I need you guys to go ahead and do whatever you're going to do. So you're dropping.
She.
Kill bears.
Yep.
We're gonna try to get away with ignoring biology and having him straighten out like a spear.
Like a javelin and just.
You're throwing the snake. Cool. First, give me a stealth check as you fly through the air towards this bird. You can make it at advantage because it's distracted.
Okay. 18. Stealth. 7's 26.
Give me. Are you proficient with spears, throwing? No, you're not.
No. Well,
18
hey,
is my.
Is it a simple weapon?
but you know
Nope,
what?
a poisonous snake is not a simple weapon. So give me.
But why not?
My weapon of choice is a sling, though.
Are you putting the snake in the sling?
What about quarterstaff?
I need an answer.
Yes, I'll
2.
put you in the sling.
Okay.
You take the poisonous snake and put it in the sling.
That's even better.
Give me an attack roll with the poisonous snake.
Aw, you've never had to say that before.
And we'll
Oh, God.
probably
Oh, God.
never have to say
Oh,
that.
no.
Oh god.
Oh shoot, what is my attack with
Do you have any
my
last words?
sling? Oh, it's a +7. Okay, it's a 12.
Dude, it's not gonna cut it. You take this thing and she's flying through the air and you're like,
Oh wait. 1 time per day. Crap, I forgot about this. I have a special feature favored by the gods. Once per short rest, if you fail a saving throw or miss with an attack roll, you can roll 2d4 and add it to the total, possibly changing the outcome.
roll high.
Oh
Oh
god.
god. Oh god. I'm a snake with no
So,
wings and the ground is very
What
far.
was it? It was 5 plus 7, so we're at
How
12.
fast can you change?
You're at 12.
And I rolled 2!
You
Wait.
needed.
No, wait, what is that? No, that's a
You
one.
needed a 15.
I got
You got a 14. So you guys watch. You guys watch as all she has to do, and you're like, all she has to do is drop the snake on the bird, and the bird bites it, and like she picks the snake, puts it in a sling, and throws it. The snake goes flying through the air, spear style, past the bird, hits the roof, taking 2 points of damage, immediately knocking you out of your wild shape. All of a sudden, he is laying face up on the roof of this house, sort of staring up. The bird hears the thump, turns around and looks down and sees Fix laying straight up, looks up and sees Ophelia standing there holding the sling in her hand. Goes,
Can I take one more shot?
you can take one more shot. Give me a shot. Make it a good shot before this thing starts screeching. The dice have been with you all night.
Oh my
You probably
god.
just drank.
It's Thunderwave.
What was it?
You add 6 to
9.
it.
It's 9.
Another arrow goes flying past and it looks like it's going to hit. The bird goes, caw! And as it does, the arrow flies back. As it goes, caw, caw! The apes on the ground sort of all stand up
You're close. You see him.
and start running towards the house.
How close is the arrow to me in proximity?
Let's roll initiative
You
and
realize
find out.
all I needed was off of a d20 and 2 d4s. I needed to get a total of 8.
Luckily,
All you needed. You needed anything but 2 ones on those 2 d4s.
Luckily for initiative, this
I
one
have
doesn't
7.
put me in anyway.
No.
I'm last.
Um,
9.
Plus
Initiative. Hey, that's a 20 for me, not Nat.
plus 3.
Too bad I couldn't roll high before.
Sal is killing it. Thank God we have an experienced D&D player with us tonight. Sal, what did you get?
12.
12? Okay, what about you?
2.
That's okay. So you're below Fix.
My critical roll d20 is getting time out.
Okay. Alara. And then we got Sexy Sal. And the apes. So Ophelia, you are up first, and you see these apes sort of running forward towards the house.
Oh, towards the house? Oh, like they're gonna go warn something.
They're on the grounds. They're running towards
Got
where
it.
you all are.
I am going to
Please.
fire my chaos bolt and hope I roll well. It's done so well in the past. So that is a there it is. Okay.
Make me proud for
8 plus 7. So 16 plus 7. That's a 23 to hit.
Good.
And it is a 2d8 plus 6. Okay, so it is a total of 12 damage, and the damage is cold damage.
Okay, 12 damage. What were you attacking?
The apes that were running towards the house.
One of the apes?
One of the apes.
Okay, yeah. You
Ape number 2.
you send a bolt of cold. You could have been attacking the bird. You could have been attacking any number of things.
for example.
You send this cold energy sort of shooting out from your fingertips as this energy reaches out and strikes one of the apes. It does 12 points of cold damage. You see icicles start to form over the legs and sort of reach up, and it almost reaches up to the head of this thing, and the ape sort of shakes his head, and the cold sort of falls away. Ophelia, after your turn, a humanoid figure comes out of the front door of the house. You two don't see it based on your vantage, but you two see it. It is a human figure. He's holding a gnarled sort of wand in bronze with this crystallized sort of tip at the end of it. He looks around at the house. You two are still up on the ridge.
Yeah.
He sees the apes. So he walks forward and he will cast.
No shit. Tomato poop.
He channels his sort of arcane energy, starts casting sigils into the air, and he casts levitate on one of the apes. And you see as the ape just sort of bends down, jumps up, and is standing on the roof next to where you guys are. And it's sort of out of the house. The apes are going to make attacks. 2 of them are going to make athletic checks to see if they can climb the house. One does, one does not, and they start climbing. The other one is having trouble finding his grip and getting up there. He is not going to have a chance to attack, but the one that is levitating is definitely going to attack. You and he brings his meaty hands together and like slams them down. But as he slams them down, you sort of like tighten up a little bit, and they hit to either side of you and just miss you and hit to the roof.
Sweet.
Sal, you are up.
Is the humanoid still out?
The humanoid is still out.
Okay.
He has not seen you up to this point.
I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on him, on the humanoid,
Okay.
and I'm gonna take a shot at him with my arrow. If I can do it, can I do that?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
Make an attack.
I'm not gonna move though. I'm staying where I'm at.
Okay.
Because I'm still in the tree, right? That's where
Yeah.
where I was when I took that. big
Yeah,
shot.
take the shot.
Okay. 10 plus 6.
Yeah.
10 plus 6 plus Hunter's Mark, which is
No. So roll damage now.
Okay.
Because the attack hits. You see as the arrow sort of flies through the air, it hits his shoulder, and he looks down at it, and he brings the wand up and stares right at you in the tree.
Oh wait, 8. Sorry. 8.
Plus 3.
What?
11. 11 points of damage.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. He is staring daggers, but you got his attention. Good job. Fix, you're up.
So
There's 2 apes on the roof. One is standing in front of you and has just slammed his
Is that
hands
this?
into the ground.
is there that arrow that's relatively close by?
There is an arrow.
Is it within reaching distance?
Sure, I'll say it's within reaching distance.
So I want to grab the arrow
Okay.
and I want to cast Flaming Arrow
Okay.
and just see if I can like shank it.
Okay, I believe flaming arrow is an action,
Yeah.
right? So bonus action, you're trying to make an attack roll with this arrow. I'll say rule of cool, yes. You can do that. So there's this movement of you grabbing the arrow, casting the spell, turning back, and trying to stab him. Give me an attack roll. Add your dexterity and your proficiency modifier.
Okay. So that's going to be 17.
Yeah, roll damage.
All
I'll say that hits.
damage. 6 fire damage.
Yep, you watch as this ape that was sort of slamming his fist into you. It's also the one that Etheria hit earlier with the cold damage. The mixture of the ice and the fire. As the fire sort of moves through it, there's this like deep breath in as this thing falls to the ground and rolls off the roof.
Good job.
All right, Alara.
I'm going to do Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Which I just realized I have 2 beams of. We have an 18 plus 5, so a 23 to hit.
What are you hitting?
Oh, the guy that he hit.
The guy that he hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have
what-
an 18 to hit, and then we have a natural 1 for the second one.
Okay. You fire the first blast, and it sort of reaches out. Give me damage for that first blast.
9.
The other blast goes wide. It's bad. It goes real wide, and you don't know why. As this thing sort of arcs forward, he gets hit, and as he gets hit, he looks over at you and he smiles, and he like takes his finger and goes and like clicks it, and as it does, that second Eldritch blast that's flying forward flies up and hits you. So roll damage again for the second one.
12.
You take 12 points of damage as this blast sort of hits your chest. Give me an athletics check as you try to hang on to this tree.
So roll a
So roll a d20. As that's happening, Etheria,
Remember
it is
that
your
time
turn.
earlier
Okay,
when we
I'm gonna try
Yeah,
the
that can
same
be handy.
thing that didn't work super well before.
plus 5, so
Cast Bolt. This time I'm going to cast it at a higher level.
You manage to hold on to the tree. As this blast hits you, you sort of grab on with your legs. Like, this is not the worst scrape you've ever been in. And you sort of grab on to the tree. You hear this, sorry, like,
My bad.
Okay, so I'm going to cast a Cast Bolt. This time I'm going to cast it at a second level.
who are you casting at?
There's still 3 8s up, right?
There's 2 8s
2
up.
8s. And not
One
the
is
I-
almost on the roof. The other one is on the roof looking at you guys.
The one that is on the roof looking at us.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Okay, and the attack is... crap. No, it doesn't hit. It's a 3 plus 7. It's a 10.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, it does?
It's an
okay,
8.
awesome.
Yeah. They don't have any armor. Like,
Okay. Well then, how is that only 2d8? Hang on a minute. Shoot. I thought I got an extra d8 if I cast it at a higher level. 2d. Oh no, it just adds an extra person to. Oh, hang on a minute. This might be hitting 2 of them. I thought it gave me an extra dice. I've never cast this at a higher level.
While she's looking at that,
I'm so sorry.
no, it's okay.
No. Each target takes 1d6 extra damage of the type rolled.
Okay.
Okay. So I just get to add an extra d6 to that. Okay, so the roll is. It is. Oh gosh, that's not bad. 10. No, 9, 14, 18. 18 plus 7 is 25, and the damage is psychic damage.
25 damage?
25 psychic damage.
Yeah, you watch as this ape sort of like takes a step towards Fix, and what do you say to this thing as this Chaos Vault sort of leaves your hand?
I'm like, back off, my friend!
And as you say, back off your friend, the ape sort of looks at you, and it goes to growl, and as it growls, it goes, the head just explodes. And like viscera everywhere. The last remaining ape sort of makes his way up, climbs up, and sees what you did to his friend, bends down, leaps up, and goes to grapple you, to drag you down to the ground. This is going to be a contested strength roll, so roll a strength check for me.
I'm super strong, too. But it was a 17, so... my strength is a -1, so that's actually 16.
He grabs onto you and sort of like drags you down to the ground. Like your wings aren't enough to hold, so you are considered grappled and you are on the ground, not on the roof. As that happens, next up is our wizard. I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Which one's that? Which one?
Yeah, any saves it's a 20.
Wizard?
My wisdom.
Start doing some things.
11.
You guys watch as the wizard sort of cocks an eye at you, doesn't even bring up the wand, brings his hands forward, mutters an incantation, and goes... And as he does, you are not dead, but you watch as Sal sort of like knocks another arrow into his bow and then shrinks down to a snail. Standing on the tree. Sal, it is your turn.
Quick, use mucus.
Buddy, you're not a huge magic user, but I will give you a Arcana check right now to see if you recognize what just happened to you.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, snail. What?
15.
You can polymorph, my dude.
Yeah.
You got changed into a snail, but you realize that like if you take any damage or anything like that, like you're gonna be smacked right back out of this.
So what happened to me? Because I was hanging on the
This
tree.
is a mini polymorph.
You were hanging onto the tree. You are now on the top branch of this tree.
Snail in the tree.
I just worked my way down the trunk.
You just start climbing down.
I'm trying to get to the ground.
All right, you guys watch the snail sort of turns around and very, very,
This could
very,
take a
very,
while.
very slowly
Yeah, that's all I
starts
knew.
climbing down. That's not all you could do.
You could be a snail.
You could jump.
If you jump and take damage.
Whatever damage carries over, it's going to be damage that he takes. So he starts climbing down. Fix. It is your move.
Is that bird still squawking and cawking and all that good
The
stuff?
bird is gone.
Okay, good. Okay, all right. Just what the one ape that's on top of you.
1/8.
On the ground that has dragged her
Yeah.
down to the ground.
So I'm gonna run over to the edge of the roof.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to do this because it's gonna hurt you too.
I'm tough. I can handle it.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Ice Knife
Okay.
and just try to hit-
At the ape itself?
Yeah, at the ape.
All right, give me an attack roll.
Man, I'm not tough.
Yeah, that's gonna be 18.
18 hits.
Sweet.
She needs to make a dexterity saving throw, I believe.
1d10 for damage. Let's see.
That's a 17.
Yeah, you're going to make that, so you're only going to take half damage.
1d10 so be 6.
Okay, so you take 6 points of damage.
So I take 3?
Hang on. What level did you cast this at, buddy?
Sorry, level 2.
Yeah. So you actually... No, I don't think you take any damage. Yeah, you don't take any
Okay,
damage.
cool.
You make the dex save, you're fine. But this thing takes 1d10. This thing has to make another dexterity saving throw. Oh, it takes another little point of damage. Okay.
Ooh, I should have done it as
So don't forget that it looks like the target takes 1d10 piercing as the knife hits, and then the knife explodes.
Right,
and
and then
it
whatever
also
else
has to make
takes.
that dex save.
right.
So that creature takes that. The knife hits the ape, and it looks down, and it takes the knife out and like laughs at you. As it's laughing, the knife
Boom.
explodes in its face, and the shrapnel goes in the ape.
And isn't that
falls
like
down.
this is like a 46? Or
No.
I'm sorry, 2D. Yeah.
2d6.
2d6,
So,
yeah.
So the ape is down. Alara.
I'm going to do Eldritch Blast again. So a 14 and a 15. Okay.
Both of those hit.
That is 10. Let's see. Yeah, 10 force damage.
Okay. He takes 10 force damage, and you watch as Laura sends another couple of Eldritch blasts, channeling this arcane dark energy within her. As the blasts sort of fly out and crisscross, each one hits him in the side, knocking him back and forth. Furia, you are up next.
All right, so apes are taken out, bird
Yes.
is gone, and that's it.
You
Right? What else is-
see a humanoid figure that
Oh, the human.
Alara
Got
just
it.
hit with
That's
two
right,
Eldritch
sorry.
blasts.
Okay, I guess more of the same. Let's try again. Chaos.
You're doing another chaos ball.
Yeah, but I'm just doing a level 1.
Okay.
So that is a 17 plus 7. So yeah, that hits.
That's gonna hit.
And then it's where is it? There, and that is 8, 9, 14 damage. And the
Okay.
damage is acid damage.
You watch as Furia gets into the battle as well, and she does the same thing, and the bolt sort of erratically flies through the air, and as it does, it hits the side of him as he sort of turns. As the bolt hits, it explodes in a green sort of bubbly acid as it starts eating through his robes. There is this guttural scream as he sort of hits his knees and sort of stands up and spits to the side, and a little bit of blood sort of comes out of his mouth. It is his turn. He will...
I'm still on the roof. I'm still on the roof.
As that last hit hits him in the side, the spell on you dissipates.
On me.
Yes, so you are back into your human form, and he takes the wand in his hand and looks at all of you. I don't know what he told you, but he was not a very good master. And he takes the wand and shoves it out like this. And as he shoves it out, a beam shoots forward and then shoots back behind him. And as it does, you hear this as the house shudders.
Shit.
Once. Twice. As this thing bursts out of the roof of the house. It is a dragon. This
Oh, God.
dragon is something you've never ever seen before because it looks like a small dragon, but the makeup of this dragon is a little odd. This dragon is made of wood. For the first part, it looks like it's carved from wood. The sides of the dragon, where the wings would be, are actually billowing sheets that look like bed sheets. The tail of this dragon ends in a soft white pillow. As this thing comes shooting out of the house, and you realize that true polymorph was cast on his bed to create the visage of a red wormling dragon. This dragon comes flying out of the house, lands behind all of you. I need everybody to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Hot dice.
12.
22.
16. 21.
21.
Everybody but Fix
Makes sense.
takes 10 points of damage.
Oh Christ!
Oh God.
Fix takes 20 points of damage. As this thing turns, looks at all of you, gives this guttural roar, and shoots out splinters in a wide cone that hits all of you. Fix gets bombarded with these splinters as they sort of fly up towards him, towards the roof, and Fix sort of hits the ground. You fall backwards on the roof a little bit. You are knocked prone.
Shit. Boop. Crap.
Okay. Sal, it is your turn.
It's just splinters, yeah.
It's your turn, my dude.
Well, Hunter's Mark on it.
On the dragon?
Yeah.
Okay.
And where am I? I'm just kind of curious because I fell in the tree.
You're still up in the tree.
I'm still in the tree.
You're still in the tree.
I mean, as a snail, you probably didn't make it off of the branch that you were on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
While, while Sal is thinking about this, Fix, it's your turn next. Right, Sal?
How far am I? So when we initially walked up, we were
You're
at the top of the ridge.
You're pretty far from the house.
Right. So if I go down the hill towards the fight, what's down that hill there?
Nothing, just a ridge and sort of the dragon, which is now landed, and the wizard at the front of the house that sort of was looking over at you. You could give me your movement. If you give me your movement and your bonus action, I'll say you have enough wherewithal to run and get to the dragon in time in order to hit it with a melee attack.
But honestly,
What if I do this? Yeah, I was about to say. What if I do this? I jump from the tree.
Yeah.
Find. Is there any big rock around, like a big boulder, a big something I can stand behind?
Nothing. There's not a giant rock or anything like that. You notice the tree that you're on is a little wonky because it's been leaning over the outcropping.
For right now, can I jump down behind the tree?
Yeah.
And then take a shot? Do I have enough time to do all that?
To take a shot at this?
So drop behind the tree first. So
give me an
get
athletics
caught
check
first,
just to
and
make
then-
sure you get down the tree safe enough. I'll give you advantage on this because you're a ranger and you're used to being in trees. So roll 2d.
Roll one mark.
Okay.
7 plus 12.
12. Yeah, that's fine. You jump behind the tree. Give me an attack roll as you do the hunter's mark on this thing and hit it with your bow and arrow.
So 13.
The 13, the arrow flies through the air as this, as it gets close to it. As it does, it snaps into the dragon, but it's just not enough to break through that sort of wooded hide, and the arrow sort of like falls to the ground. Fix, you are up.
So can I cast Cure Wounds on myself?
Yes, you may.
Awesome. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself at level 3.
Okay. While you're doing that, Alara, you are up next. Go ahead with your move.
That's a 16.
Perfect. You heal for 16 points.
Eldritch Blast still on the wizard.
Still on the wizard. Okay.
17 and 11.
The 11 misses. The 17 hits.
12 force damage.
12 force damage. He's looking rough. As another one of these arcane blasts, he manages enough wherewithal to sort of push the other one, but as he does, it leaves him open and he takes a hit to the chest. Etheria, you are up.
I'm gonna go after the wizard too.
Okay.
Another chaos bolt. That's 11.
11 just misses as the chaos bolt sort of like flies towards him, and then he sort of shifts off to the side. The chaos bolt fizzles into sort of erratic energy behind. He will whistle once, and the dragon will stop, and he will take the wand. You do not know the true power of the wand. So I will show you. And he takes the wand and he casts, and the bolt flies toward you, and then does another thing where it comes back, and the wand does a little like fizzle, and you see the bronze casing on the wand crack a little bit, and as it cracks, that bolt sort of freezes in midair and comes back and slaps him in the chest. And as it slaps him in the chest, the dragon sort of cocks its head to the side, and he starts turning into this giant beast, 2 legs, gaping mouths, larger than the house, larger than the hillside, and the 4 of you sort of recoil in horror, and then all of a sudden the wand gives another zzz, and you see the arcane energy sort of leaking out of it, almost like drips of water, and he starts shrinking. And as he starts shrinking, he says, no. It turns into this like blob of mouths and teeth and little fingers and hands and eyes, like 8 eyes, fingers, just this like blob of energy and mass, and it sort of like gives this guttural and then stops moving. And the dragon sort of like cocks its head to the side and just sort of lays on the ground.
Damn.
Okay.
While this happens, Shinebright comes forward.
Yeah.
He goes, no. The wand. He attached the wand. I want to be in half-elf more than anything in the world, but there's a chance that the magic is volatile, and that I still want the shot. Better to live as a half-elf than as this, right?
I suppose it's a bit idea.
No.
No one wants to be a sheep.
I wouldn't do it if it were me. But if you want, I can't stop you.
Wouldn't
No.
you be better off finding somebody who can cast this spell or has another
Yeah.
wand?
No, the wand, he's there is no one who can cast this sort of spell, and the wand is losing its magic. You say no, why do you say no?
No, did you not hear what the crazy wizard was saying?
Right, but like he has an opportunity to come back. He has an opportunity to bring him back.
No.
Why?
There's no. If he's the master that they were talking about, and they drove him to turn him into a sheep, I mean, we don't know this guy. He's a sheep. Like, that doesn't mean that he's just innocent because he's a sheep.
You misunderstand. I need one of you to use the wand on me. I don't wish to harm any of you. I just ask to give me a shot, and the magic is slowly draining from the wand. I need one of you to use the wand on me.
I'm not going to risk using
No.
it if it's
No.
in the state it's in,
Fix.
because it could come back on me.
Fix, please.
But he could bring him back. He could bring Dash back.
Then you use it.
I'm just gonna slowly walk over and just grab it from him.
You pick the wand up. Give me. He stands there and he says, "This is the right idea. Yes, better to live as a man
Don't do it, Fix.
than die as a sheep."
Don't do it, Fix.
We don't want to lose you. Look what just happened to the other guy.
But you don't understand.
Fix, don't
I have
do
an
it.
opportunity to bring him back.
But at what cost?
But there are other opportunities. There have got to be other ways to bring him back. There have
Fix,
got to
even
be
if-
other ways.
Even if he comes back, we don't know who he is.
Well, I know.
He's a sheep. Like,
no, but he
No,
wants
wait, wait.
him back
He
to
wants.
bring
He wants his
I know, I'm
back.
telling you it's not working.
Fix. Give me the wand. They are right. You should not risk yourself. I will have enough intelligence within me that I'm pretty sure I can cast the spell on myself, and you should all take a great distance away from me. Give me the wand.
I'm gonna reluctantly just walk over.
You put the wand in the sheep's mouth.
I don't trust anybody. I don't trust the sheep either.
From that sheep or from people.
I'm stress eating now.
I've been stress drinking. So.
I'm taking a picture of this roll.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I can't do it.
Game
That's
over.
never done.
Just to prove that
He
this
needed a DC 15 intelligence check, and he had a +7 to intelligence. A beam of energy flies out and envelops him. And for a split second, you see the form of a beautiful half-elf man, and he sort of looks at all of you and smiles, and then turns into a sort of blob of mass and eyes and teeth, and very similar to what you saw before. And he looks at all of you and then just sort of stops moving. As that happens, the wand sort of leaks out more of its magical energy, and you see the arcane symbols unlight and sort of fall to the wayside.
I run over to the dragon. Does the dragon is it still alive?
Pretty sure the bed now, right?
The bed dragon.
You go over, and the bed
She's a
dragon
bed
is
dragon, if you
still
know what I'm
there, and it's sort of like laying down on the ground. Give me an animal handling check.
A bed handling check?
Furniture handling.
I like him.
Animal handling. Ooh, plus 2, 17.
You walk over and put your hand on the dragon's sort of snout and do that, and as you do, it sort of recoils at first, and then looking over at its previous master, sort of leans its head forward, and you sort of like put your hands down like this, and you get a splinter, but it's fine.
It's fine.
And the dragon sort of like nuzzles up to Etheria, and you see this little 8-year-old tiefling holding onto this bed dragon off to the side.
I feel like at this point it probably doesn't even faze me.
I don't need a place to stay anymore, guys.
Like, I turn around and I see this and I'm just...
You walk into the house. You walk into the house and find a litany of magical items and treasures. You find an enchanted bow and arrow that you would keep at your side. You find any number of sort of... you actually find a rod of the Pack Keeper, which is going to up your spells dramatically as a warlock. You don't go into the house at all. You find one scroll amidst your searchings of the house. A scroll of resurrection.
I'm gonna open the scroll.
You open the scroll and start reading the incantation, laying the body of Dash in front of you. You read the scroll over and over again, concentrating on it. The lights in the room tend to flicker. There is a brief pause as the arcane energy flows out from you towards Dash. The circle sort of erupts, and as it does, you're staring and nothing is happening. Nothing. Until Dash's tail moves just a tiny bit. And that's where we're going to end tonight's adventure, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in for our one-shot as we tested our new camera setup, our new light setup. Thank you to our good friends. You guys were amazing. Can we seriously... Some of the best moves that we've ever seen. That bow and arrow that flew through the outhouse changes the game a couple of times by eliminating enemies, thanks to the critical success cards. To everybody on Indigo that's been watching, we can't do what we do without you guys there. You are always the spot at the table that we leave open for you for drinks and for snacks and things like that. Keep tuning in to Indigo. Will you guys come back and play some more games with us?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we should do another like of this group. I'm digging this group.
You had me at 8.
Great, awesome. So we'll have more games. Stay tuned to the Discord to follow us and keep abreast of upcoming stuff. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love you. Have a great night.